by the light from the lamps in our living room. Polish Eve brings to you little plays on Zoom. Little plays on Zoom.
It was there, in front of me, like a mystical, magical, magnificent mirage. Impossible to be true. I built it up in my mind so much, so often, that its existence in front of me just could have been a manifestation of my imagination. I wanted to reach out, but if it was my dreaming, my yearning gone amok, and my hand passed right through and hit the unforgiving amber grain of our ancient coffee table, I'm not quite sure. I probably would have cried or something. My family still teases me about that birthday. My reluctance, my disbelief. I may have held my breath as I stared at that simple gift from my parents, but the gift I had spent months begging them for, until my younger brother nudged me, and then I knew it was real because he saw it too. There was an illusory quality to finally getting what I had so deeply longed for. To them, it was silly. A box of colored pencils, but 150 of them, already sharpened and arrayed on trays in a rainbow progressing through shades I had never even seen before, and I just could not wait to set to paper. They saw pencils. I saw worlds that were ready to leap from my imagination and take form. But my hand wasn't quite ready. My skill at drawing not up to the task of conveying my skill at imagining, and it would be years before I was even remotely satisfied with my attempts at translating thought to form, at conveying to others what my mind dreamed. I don't draw now. Remote satisfaction was my limit. But I still dream, and sometimes wonder if my imagination creates for me what's not there. Lately, it's the night music. I hear it as I wander the house, putting the children to bed, doing all those nighttime things that married people do. And it's not every night, which is why I consider it might be real. Sometimes I sit on the couch, snuggled up against Morgan, and through the soundtrack of the movie that we're watching, I hear the tune tickling my consciousness. And yeah, I know, I could ask, do you hear that too? And then get into that long conversation of identifying exactly what sound I'm referring to, and that I have heard it before. But what if the answer is no? And what if the answer is yes? Again, I'm staring. On the verge of my hand passing through what I am hoping is real, but fear is just my imagination run amok once more, either about to grasp something wonderful, or see it vanish as my hand just falls on bare wood. Falling asleep at night, it's often there. I could take a walk around my neighborhood in the dark. Perhaps find a house from which the music emanates, traveling on the night air until it's just a faint whisper for me. That neighbor might exist, and I could thank them for the music and ask them what they're playing and make the situation really uncomfortable because, well, I do that sometimes. Morgan will snort and roll over already asleep, always asleep before me, because I'm listening for the music. I don't think I'll go for that walk. I spent more time yearning for those pencils, wanting, wishing, imagining everything I could pluck from my head and finally commit to some permanence on paper where I could look back on it and feel that dream again than I did drawing. My hands were not equal to the task of my mind. It was the possibility that I loved, the dreams, the imagining, the creation within my mind. Once I tried to translate it from thought to form, it just evaporated. I could go for a walk. I could find the source of the music, and what then? It could be a discordant cacophony that leaves its home and on its journey to me softens and tempers and finds a semblance of peace. Instead, I'll sink into the possibility and enjoy the imagining. It's within my head. It's both real and unreal.